Oh, wow. Wow, were they just blown out of the space like that? Wow. Yo. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Syntell with the Intel, and we are getting ready to do another watch-along / review of The Expanse, episode 5. Wow, it's been moving along pretty quickly. If you haven't checked out any of the previous episodes, 1 through 4, there should be a link in the description so that you can catch up and be up to speed. Another great way to be up to speed is to click that subscription button. The bell icon will let your phone know anytime new content like this drops. All right, hey, so let's go ahead and get this thing started, man. Enough with the formalities. Let's get some Expanse on.
Syntell reacts.
Here we are back on Illis, and she over here pushing a hospital bed through the woods.
My brother! He got hurt! He died.
Pet cemetery. This ain't what you want. What have you done, young lady? Yo, watch your brother not be on the table. Gone. See, pet cemetery. I don't trust it. No, it's 3 of them.
You got hurt. Really hurt. Like,
Yo, you don't see his eyes?
the dogs fixed you.
Those aren't dogs, man. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. What is it about creepy kids? Creepy kids always kind of like messed me up. Especially like those late 90s horror movies. Kids be all like, the little girl with the long black hair. Scrapping at the ring gate, okay. Yes, show me all of this amazing fighting in all of its glory.
Station. And unless you surrender immediately and unconditionally, we will open fire. Acknowledge.
Wow. So Mars is like full blown straight to Medina. Okay. Oh, wow. Wow, were they just blown out of the space like that? Wow. Yo.
That would do the trick. But we were able to salvage some appropriate host stock
Yo.
from Veronicus, which is en route
They
to
just
Upper.
wiped out. That had to be like 6 Martian ships.
Would you like me to assign Philip to the detail?
Yo, Marcos ain't stupid.
This calls for a celebration.
What kind of weapon can wipe out that many Martian ships? That quick? 1 shots?
You'll have my decision soon.
Woo. Yo, Marco's setting up shop, and a serious one at that.
And by saying the protomolecule was the key to ensuring the survival of our species. Stuff like this makes him seem right.
Well, I mean, based on that little boy being brought back to life, he might be on to something.
We will be staying only long enough to unload the supplies. There will be no disruptions.
It's nice to finally meet.
Of a Sarla, like nipped all that in the bud.
Of the rare Utter brandy we liberated from City Station be made available to the crew at the end of our next.
Look at that. Yo, look at the way Philip walking. He got his chest out a little bit. A little bit. You got 2 important ladies to get in touch with. 2 powerful women. Oh, he's good and faded.
On my tab.
I feel a fight. Faded Amos? Yeah. And they both got arms out, huh? You know what this is. Yup.
Until they run out of one or the other.
They watch your back and you watch theirs, or you've got nothing.
God, I love Bobby. Amos gets that. Amos can understand that.
Yeah. Brothel first, though.
You're damn right.
What?
With you? Or with you?
Whatever.
Ah, shoot your shot, Amos. Let's go.
Thank you, boss man.
I'm saying.
I like her too. She understands the complexities of leadership. At least so he thinks so far. Oh man, he's such a difficult person to like. Him and Inaros. I mean, they're the bad guys. You gotta not like them, but they make the character so relatable. Is he about to send that signal out? Oh man, they're about to give away their position, aren't they? Ugh, the things you do for friends, though.
Admission to the green zone requires a valid.
Woo, how's Philip dealing with it? Golly. I mean, this young man's having to just deal with so much pressure and the reality.
Camina.
That was an interesting double-edged sword, right? You bring supplies and your people still look at you funny. Avasara left the palace. She's coming down to the real people, huh? That's a hell of a gesture. Wow, get stuff done. Oh, we're gonna end it right there? Oh, I guess the time did go by pretty quick. Okay, well, we are setting the stage. This episode should be pretty much called like the cost of war. We get a chance to see it on every front. One of the big ones that stand out to me was Amos and Bobby coming together, and Amos like, what does this all even mean? And then you got to understand like the futility of war. And Bobby, who is a soldier, who she said that she's fought for her planet, she's fought for honor, she's fought for money, you know, and for her, the thing that has held the most value is being able to fight for the person that has your back, the person that's on your left or your right. That's what it comes down to, is protecting the people that you love. Another good example is Drummer and her losing her family. For whatever reason, I think I missed the connection on how her relationship was with those people. So I guess that is her family, not just her crewmates. And the sacrifice that it takes in order to protect your family can also push your family away. Members of her family were killed, maimed and injured, and then just pretty much had to give up the fight because they just weren't in it for the same reasons anymore. Which really puts Drummer in a really kind of a messed up position, because you know you want to fight for the people that you love and be with them, but in order to do that, you kind of have to leave them. And then her having that conversation with Naomi and realizing that in order to be safe, you have to make some decisions that you may not necessarily agree with. And they ran out of choices. They ran out of options. So she's like, well, you're gonna have to fight with the energy. She's like, listen, if you can think of a way that we can do this, where we can kind of like stay in power and kind of do us in the same way, I will absolutely help you. I think she even threw pretty much the Rocinante in that hat as well. It's like, if you could think of a way, we could do it, but there is no other way. Our backs are against the wall because we have this madman that's out here, you know, doing these horrific acts. And even the perspective changes, because when you look at Marco and you look at Philip and you realize that as mad as Philip is with his father, and as much as Marco has kind of set his son up to do these despicable acts, you know, they're still family and they still have to depend on one another. Philip standing up for the belt and indirectly his father, you know, during that time when the people in the cantina were kind of like shedding their doubts is a perfect example. You know, like, we might be beefing, but you know, we still have a goal that we're trying to finish and trying to protect each other, because that is the person that's on his left and his right. Philip has been pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting him to have as deep of a character that we're seeing right now, because he's torn in so many different ways. He helped commit this atrocious act of destroying the Earth. Well, not completely, but you know what I mean, throwing rocks at the Earth. He killed one of his friends because he couldn't deal with the stress. And now he's slowly but surely like getting back and finding his humanity and helping his friend, who we discover is indirectly responsible for his own brother's death. I think Philip understands that, because he is a person that has enacted great harm on people, and he has to carry that weight. That is by his choice, in his hands, who has done this, regardless of how extreme or grand those deaths, that death toll may be, or how far it pushes people into war. You still have to take responsibility for it, even though you do feel bad for it. And Philip got that in that moment. He got a chance to see like a piece of himself, right? That to me is great. This is a great episode for just understanding the characters' why. You know, when you have purpose, purpose is understanding your why. Why am I doing this? Why am I going to risk myself or run or flee or love or all of that? And this is the episode that shows that. We still have to talk about in the very beginning when we're back on the planet of Laconia, and we had that pet cemetery moment of the little girl pushing her brother around and sending it to those weird looking, I don't know, proto-molecule dogs, I guess. I'm just assuming it's a proto-molecule animal. And the little kid's brought back to life, and you see the eyes, and he's seeing things differently. I'm willing to bet it's the same kind of situation as when the young lady in episode 1, who they were looking for, that disappeared when she became one with the proto-molecule, and you got a chance to see like the world through like her eyes. That little boy's probably going through the same thing. He probably has a proto-molecule in him. Is what I think is pretty safe to assume. The big gigantic elephant in the room that nobody can see except for a handful of people, that is something is snatching up some of these ships as they're going through the gate. And we did get a quick instance of seeing what it looks like when one of those ships go through, and that red plasma, whatever it is, takes over and absolutely destroys these things. It reminds me a lot of like the White Walkers from Game of Thrones. Like there's all this infighting that's going on the continent, but then all the way up in the north are the White Walkers that are coming to destroy everybody. This feels like a spacey galactic version of that. We don't know what that is going to look like. Maybe we can get an instance and see what it could potentially happen by the changes that little boy is going through on Laconia. Maybe it's something different. I don't know, but it's big and it's going to be super important, and so is Laconia in some way, shape, or form, because Martians are still on that planet chilling with with all of this alien technology that could totally change the game. Another thing is big shout outs to Marco regarding his tactics, his tactician ability. By putting all of those railguns in the center of the ring gates, they can cover all of the ring gates. And you saw what they did. They took out 6 Martian ships in a matter of seconds. So you can't really just bring in like a full-on assault and attack Medina Station. He still controls the gate at the end of the day, and that is like the full-blown end game, right? Because it's all about expanding into all these other galaxies or solar systems or livable planets. And if you can control the gates, then you control like all of that power. And Marcos has it, and he's got a big gigantic watchdog guarding it all. I think that's why he's probably burning for the gates, because I think he realized like all of the moves that he can make outside of the gate might be done, possibly, I'm not sure, but he has to secure that spot. They have numbers, so he's positioned himself where he can kind of like dictate the battle and dictate the war. But the Mars Earth coalition is still very powerful. I'm guessing if they're all going to be burning towards this gate, like the blunt of the coalition's forces, and he has that powerful railgun going into the gate system, he could probably wipe everybody out in one fell swoop. So that's what I'm assuming why they're burning to the gate so fast. Yo, it's a lot. But this is why this show is so good. I hope you're enjoying it. I have no idea what the next episode is going to be about. Maybe it's going to be what happens when everybody converges. But if you want to find out when I'm doing it, then click that subscription button so that you can get up-to-date notifications. Click that bell icon, and then we'll be up to speed together. Yo, this is still one of my all-time favorite sci-fi series. It's just awesome in so many different ways. Yo, it's your boy Syntell with the Intel. I'm looking forward to checking out the next episode with you. All right, peace out.